Well, hello, welcome back. Now, this is not the usual scene that you see today. This is the usual scene that you see, and that tells you that it is Thursday and it's collage day. So, let's have a quick look at last week's. This one seems to be very popular. Lots of people liked and commented on that one. But interestingly, that happened last time I used blue and brown together, so they're obviously a good colour combination to you all. Now this week is a little bit bizarre. This week it says, what do you think of when you imagine a secret code? Is it a string of random numbers? Is it a strange looking alphabet? Is it symbols in a strange order? Create a collage with something that could look like a secret code. Okay, well, I think, to be honest with you, the biggest secret that ever existed in the whole of mankind is your brain. Only you control it, or so you think, but often random things come into your mind. So I remembered I had this book back from my psychology days, so I've dug it out and I've decided that there's some papers that I want to use, which I've already torn out, 3 pages there. But also, this image here, this jigsaw of this face, I need to use that. So I'm going to pull this off. I know I'm so dreadfully destructive, aren't I? But that just says everything that I think about secrets. And whilst the excuse me, prompt is for a secret code, not a secret, I think the code to, the human brain is, well, just the most magnificent code that ever existed. Because at the end of the day, it's the human brain that has created absolutely everything that we know in life, from the very simple pair of scissors, somebody's brain created that, to complex codes that were used in wartime, the understanding of medicine and the equipment needed. It's all come from somebody's brain. So there you go. I think I just jogged the camera, I do apologise. So I'm doing a very, as you can see, rough fussy cut around this image, like so. I don't think we need any more of that. I think that can all go in the trash. Now, I don't know if I'm going to accept it like that. It's too wide. Or whether I want to really, really fussy cut it. And how bored will you be if I really fussy cut it? So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to set about, because that I want to be my real top layer, my topper. So I'm going to set it to one side for a moment. And I'm going to bring in these pages. So I've got this sheet here, which I must have. I think that is going to be awesome. I need to move my chair just a second. That's better. Because my desk is circular in the middle, so there's like a cutout for you to sit, it means if I don't get my chair at exactly the right angle, my leg is being squeezed or pinched by the connection of my chair and my table leg, and it's really annoying. So yeah, I had to move. So how is everybody? Those of you in the UK, are you enjoying the fact that most of the heat's gone now and it's a normal English summer? Or are you sun worshippers and are you sad it's gone? Me personally, I'm glad that we're on what I call proper English weather, and that horrible overheat has gone. And then this one is obviously ESP, which again is technically a form of code. So we've got this grid, okay, and this is the number grid that you should use to do this with, yeah, but we're going to use it slightly differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these papers to make my background. I love the monochrome of it, and I think it's going to be especially nice when that colour topper is on. Excuse me. I've had a really weird session just before I came on to film. I sneezed. Well, nothing weird in that. We all sneeze all the time. But then I sneezed again and again and again. About 10 times in one hit. And it's made my nose runny and my throat dry. Very bizarre. I had just been cleaning the windows, so I did shout up to hubby that I was obviously allergic to cleaning. And that's why I had this weird sneezing fit, but there you go. So, not much really to share with you. Oh, actually, I lie. I have. My eldest daughter, she moved house about 10 days ago. So you know what it's like, it's all hands on deck. There's always more to do than you think there is. I have got 2 more of these here, but I don't think I need them. I might save them for another day. Let's look at positioning this. So this has obviously got to go that way, hasn't it? Because it's too wide. So this is going to go up there, like so. I need the numbers to run right, even though it's the wrong way to use the sheet, because you know what I'm like about things the wrong way. It really freaks me out. And then I think we're going to come over there like that. Maybe back a little bit to there, which means we're going to tear that down there. Okay, and then that one is going to go up there, something like that anyway. And then she is going to sit on there like that. Okay, now at the moment, although it's codey, it's not very code orientated, is it? So what I thought I would do to try and highlight this a bit further is I've got this little tiny square punch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, I think it'll work, not quite, oh that's annoying, we'll have to do it on the edge there, and I'm going to punch those 2 out there, can you see? So those 2 are now missing, and then now that is a square and a wave, so here is also a square and a wave, so I'm going to take those ones out as well. Okay, but only when it's a square and a wave together, which there is another one there, but if we take that out, is it all going to fall apart? Not quite. We've managed to save a little bit. So the squares and waves on that have disappeared. So by doing that, we've created a bit of a code, yeah? Now on this one, I want to do it differently. So on this one, I'll be honest, I'm semi-cheating because obviously this is only going to reach so far. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to take out what am I going to take out this one? I'm going to take out the circles. So, but only there where they're double circles, because there's that one there, and I know there's that one there, which is going to be a bit of a problem. So I'm going to have to put my little pokey scissors in there, and I'm going to take the double circle out of there. Like so. Okay, and then a little bit fiddly obviously, but we're going to get it done. I'm not going to be beaten by it. That's the double circle missing as well out of that one. Okay. And then on this one, I want to punch out a couple of numbers. So we've got two things, haven't we? We've got the square and the squiggle, that's 1. And we've got the double circle, which is 2. So I need to punch out 2 numbers. So I'm going to punch out... Do you know what? I think I'm going to cut them so it's easier. And for some reason I'm drawn to this, so I'm taking out 78. Oh, sorry, I'm aware of myself sniffing. It's because that sneezing fit. So, a number of you seem interested in the Big Book Challenge. It's always great to get rid of supplies that have been lurking at the back of the drawer or the shelf because, well, either you forgot about them or you didn't quite know what to do with them. So there's the challenge basically. That was yesterday's video. If you haven't yet seen it, you want to understand what I'm talking about, you can pop along and have a look. So we've taken out 78. What other number is shouting at me? I think 43. Okay. So now we have got 4 numbers because we've got 4, 3, 7, 8. We've got a square and a squiggle, oh, and a circle. So we've got 7 things that make our code. Okay. So what I've got my number stamps there, and what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to stamp on the bigger version. I'll show you what I mean in a memento. Sorry, I shouldn't do silly voices, should I? Just makes me look more silly than I really am. Okay. I feel like a bit of a spy setting up a message for someone. Must admit, I really had to think about this morning. I had no idea really where I was going with this. Now, here we've got beigey, brown, pinky and a greeny blue there. So I think we're going to go for the most obvious, as that's black and white, and use the sepia. So the numbers that I need to use are, what did I say? See, I've forgotten already. Goodness me. 7, 8, 4, 3. So, oh, that would be typical because I haven't got 3. My 3 has done a runner. Look, no 3. So we need 7. Well, that could be part of the code in itself, couldn't it? 7, 8, 4, 3. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these numbers on here. So I've got my 7 on my pad. Now, the ones that we cut out were the wavy, the square and the circle. So I'm going to go 7 on the circle, which relates to the 7 from our 78. I'm going to do an 8 on the squiggle, because that relates to the 8 from the 78. And then I'm going to put the 4 from the 43 on the square. Okay, so now of course it implies, what does it imply? That the code number we're looking for is 3. quite clever really. And do you know what? I might use this one and this one randomly just because they've got 3s in them, and that's going to make us realise if we're a little bit more, you know, we need a little extra clue. So then that one is going to sit there. I must make sure we don't cover up any of the numbers, that's important. This one she says so I need a bit of colour under there, don't I, rather than those stripy lines. So if I stick this, now how big do I want it? I don't want to cover up the line, so I need to go on that line there. Which line, Claire? Which line? That line there. Okay, so we're going to stick this on here, and we're also going to tear out a little strip of this because I don't want to see the lines where I've cut out the numbers. So first things first, let's glue these pieces on here. So I'm going to get a glue page, going to find some glue, and I am going to glue up this bit of coffee dyed paper, and I'm going to pop it over that hole like so. Going to do the same with this one. And then we've got the coffee dyed paper, not the blue stripes. You all know how I feel about these blue stripes. Okay, so now that's going to be really tricky because we've got some real stringy lines there, so we need to be a little bit careful we don't, yeah, see, a little bit careful we don't tear them. And then what did I do? I tore it, of course I did. It's okay, it'll all come out in the wash. Right, so I'm going to come in and down a bit so that we can see the coffee dyed paper. Put the big bits down. I think that goes there. Line that up. That comes in just a tiny bit more. Slightly in there. That's it. So just get a little bit more glue under there. Try and straighten it up. It's a little bit crooked. There we go, I think. So we're gonna tear that. Like so. We're going to give ourselves a crinkly edge here as well. Do like a crinkly edge. See, over tall, never mind. Never mind, it's okay. We can live with that. Right, so this is now going in this top corner, and I've done with Faffy, so that's gonna go down. So that is going in that top corner like so. That's that one. This is then going there like that. The only thing is, of course, I'm going to have to be careful when I put my top face on that I'm not covering up these numbers. Didn't think that through, did I? Oh well. I'm sure it'll be fine. This glue is bizarre. It's almost like you put it down and it doesn't stick, and then you do it again and it does. It's like it needs a double layer of glue to work. But anyway, there we go. So that's that one. The next thing we need to do is we need to get this one in. Make sure it's up the right way because of my stamp numbers. That looks fine. There's a rabbit and a fish on the back there. Right. Let's line that up like so. And then this one here, I forgot about this one. We need to do more coffee dyed paper on this. So glue that one up and position it like so. Need another one. Okay, and that's going to go there, like so. And now I'm going to have to trim this up, aren't I? Like that. Okay, so take that piece off. Yep. And then where's my other crease? Don't know where my other crease went. There. Down the middle of this one. So like that. Okay. And that is now going to sit there like that. So get him glued up. Oops. Oh no, it'll stick to my glue paper. That would be bad. Right. And that has now given us lots of black and white grids and patterns and things. So what I need to work out with her is, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is she now going to be too big? See, that's going to be a real drama, isn't it? We come. Typical, the phone's ringing. I'm sure somebody will come and answer it in a minute. It's okay. Now it's rung off, of course. I know, it's so annoying. Anyway, just excuse me chatting to my husband in the background while I try and figure out what I'm supposed to do with this wonderful picture that's now not working. Oh, bum-diddy-bum, diddy-bum-bum-bum. Do you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to cheat because I am determined to use this picture. I think it's lovely, and I'm actually going to do a little hinge there because that will make it work. But I really do want to fussy cut it. So I'm really sorry if that's going to bother you, because I'm going to be sitting here for forever fussy cutting this. feel free to move just, you know, straight on to the end, but I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. Sorry, I was saying to you, wasn't I, about I haven't got anything to tell you. See, I can talk to you while I'm fussy cutting, well, sort of. And then I remembered I have, and I said to you about my eldest daughter had moved about 10 days ago, and it, you know, how that's all hands on deck. But I was like, well, today my youngest daughter is moving. So I'm guessing that was her on the phone needing something or other. Hubby was over there yesterday helping them to load the van. Anyone that's ever moved knows you have got far more stuff than you ever envisaged, and it takes so much time to unscrew the TV bracket from the wall and take the legs off the dining table and all of those other things that you think are 5-minute jobs end up taking forever, and you've never got enough boxes, and oh my goodness. I know when we moved to this house, because it was just hubby and I, and because we're not teenagers anymore, and we knew that we would get tired very quickly compared to moving years ago, we actually hired the van for 4 days, and we spent 2 days the other end loading, so that when we got up on actual moving day, the only thing to go in the van, or things, was our bed, the microwave where we'd had some kind of weird ding dinner the night before, and the kettle. And then when we got here, we spent 2 days unloading. All we basically unloaded the day we moved was something to sit on, something to sleep on, the microwave, so that we were able to have another weird ding meal. You know, and that was that. So yes, there's been a lot of lifting and carrying in our family over the last week or so. But hopefully now both girls will be settled and happy in their new homes. Obviously wish them many years of joy in their homes, and I hope everything's going to be as they want it to be. Fortunately, they've not moved very far, so they're still really the same sort of distance that they were before, so there's no real change there. Do you know, I said about fussy cutting this, and now I feel like I'm making a real pig's ear of it, and maybe I'd have been better off leaving it alone. Isn't that fairly typical? I'm using these little scissors because they're beautifully sharp, but the finger holes are very small. They do actually hurt my fingers. I keep meaning to find, hubby bought me a fantastic pair of those like bonsai scissors that, yeah, they've got the points and they're really sharp. They've got great big holes, but in true Claire style, put them down somewhere and I can't find them. So I need to go on a hunt for my sexy scissors that don't hurt my fingers when I fussy cut. I see lots of YouTubers fussy cutting with those like, oh, I'm sorry about the children in the street. I see loads of YouTubers fussy cutting with those like plier scissors. I do think maybe I should try some of those, although I wonder if they would work for me. Bearing in mind, you all know how dreadful I am at cutting straight lines and the like. I wonder if that would make it even harder. Who knows? I've said this before. I need to go to scissor school, I think. Somebody ought to open scissor school so I can sign up and go and learn how to cut properly. Also, of course, this book is so old. You can see it's got lots of cracks and things in it where it's been very, very well thumbed. Right, we're getting there, slowly but surely. We are getting there. Those of you that are still talking amongst yourselves rather than run off to the end. Goodness me. Let's come from this side. Now we're in there, we can get around there. Get that out. Now it might be easier to get round this corner. Well, it's not a corner actually, is it? It's the little prong of the jigsaw. You know, the little prongs. They go in the little holes. Do you know what? I may not be doing it to great perfection, but it really needed to be done. This is so much better than all that brown that was around it. I am tempted actually, now that I've fussy cut it out, to scan it, but I don't think that book is that old, so I might be on a copyright issue. I'm going to have a look before I glue it down. I'll pick that book back up and have a little look, but I don't think it's anywhere near. In fact, I sort of know it's not, because this is a plasticized paperback. What did I even do with the book? Here it is. Let's have a little look. Yeah, 77. So 77 and 3 is 80. So it's 23. 23, yeah, it's only 45 years old. But it is 45 years old. Wow. That's quite scary, isn't it? So we won't be doing that, even though we wish we could. I don't know if it's part of getting old, because obviously we all get older every day. But I've become very conscious of how old things are of late. You know, I was quite, as much as I knew that book I was working with yesterday, that Cassell's Family, I know it's an old book, you know, you can tell by the colour of the paper. You don't even have to think about it, you just look at it and you know it's old. There's something in the style and the colouring and so on. But when I was actually doing the video, you see, and I was talking through the fact that it was over 100 years old, it's like, oh wow, you know, I've just become really, really conscious for some reason about how old things are. Bizarre. See, the inner workings of my brain. We're talking about codes and secrets and yeah. Well, there's a little bit of an insight into one of mine. I've got a really weird, messed up brain that jumps from one subject to another for no real reason, as I just have bizarre, random thoughts. So I'm just going to run a little bit of ink around this, cover up some of that white card where I've fussy cut it all. Just because I don't really want it. Although, to be honest, because this page is mainly black and white, we probably would have got away with it. But we'll do it anyway because I've started now, and it'd be really bizarre, wouldn't it? I didn't finish it. Okay, and then we need to make ourselves a bit of a hinge so that we can put her wherever we want to, and it's not going to matter. And also the whole idea of the lifting her up on a hinge will be a bit code-like, won't it? And a bit secretive. So, hubby's listening to messages that have been left on his phone, and I can hear someone. It sounds like they're screaming at him. Oh dear, that's not going to go down very well, is it? Right, so I'm going to use this paper, okay, and this coffee dyed paper. I'm going to tear a strip roughly the size of my ruler. I'm going to crink up the edges because you know what I'm like, we don't like the straight edges. So we'll have crinkly there, we'll have crinkly there, and we'll have crinkly there. I'm going to take my numbers off of there, and I'm going to put these numbers on there. Let's just have a little look. Yeah, so I'm going to do them in brown as well. I'm going to put them there like that. So there are big numbers that have got the 3s in, and then right, so we want to glue it. Then we're going to cover. I'm really struggling here, can you tell? Right, I need that. Aha, that's why, because I need to glue that onto there, but now that's, oh, it's too wide. Oh goodness me, this lady is causing me all sorts of problems, isn't she? It's because I fussy cut it now, so we're going to have to come in so that we're not in that cutout line. And we are going to have to recrease these numbers. Recrease. That's because I'm thinking ahead today. Leave me alone. Right. Do you know what? I think I need to put it in place first. Sorry, I know I'm dithering, but it's because she's giving me a problem. Right. So I need to fold that down like that to make a hinge. But what I didn't think about was that if I have a rather large hinge, I'm going to cover up some of my important stuff. And of course you all knew that, didn't you? Which is why you've probably been shouting at me. Well, you didn't shout loud enough. Can you shout louder next time, please? And then I'll hear you and I won't do stupid things. Right. Okay. So, if that goes there and that goes there, that's not going to lift up, is it? So it needs to go there, and it needs to go there, and then it will lift up, and that's only on that brown bit, and that's on there. So yes, that's what we want. Hee hee. Goodness me, what drama. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, oh goodness me, I'm going to put it, where did it go? Did it go there? Yes. Because then when that lifts up, we can see that 41 is there. Yeah, we can see everything. It is going to get a bit buckled, but I don't think I've got a lot of choice, have I? Oh dear. Why am I struggling with this? Come on, tell me. Why am I struggling? See, because really what I want is I want her there, like that. Right, Claire, work out where you want her and then work backwards. If I go like that and I lift that up, we can see both those numbers, and we should be able to work out, as the person trying to solve the code, that the brown paper is the missing ones. And because it's brown paper, it's brown numbers, and that's all relevant. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to stick, I'm not even going to use a hinge. I've changed my mind. And I'm going to put her there, like that. So, I'm going to glue. We're not using a hinge. Oh, we're going to stamp it first. Goodness me. See, it all got a little bit hot under the collar there for a minute, didn't it? But we've got it. We've got it. It's all good. It is solved. And then that one, we're going to put going the other way on there, like that. Right? Oh dear. Bit of a panic, but we got there. We always do. So we're going to glue this top one here, like that. And we are going to make sure that that sits there when we want it to, because when we pick that up we can see that's white, we can see that's white, and we can see the missing ones are brown. So the fact that you can't see that number doesn't matter. And oh, hang on, what's that on the back? There you go. That is my secret code, and hopefully whoever looks at it will work out that the actual code is number 3. Yes, I enjoyed that. Thank you, Marguerite. When I looked at it this morning, I was like, oh my goodness, where am I supposed to go with this? But you know what? That was a bit of fun. I hope you had a good giggle with me while I was doing that, thinking I've gone a bit mad and I was putting things in the wrong place. And I hope I haven't made you too tired or miserable thinking about the chaos of when you moved. So yeah, we glue this on quickly, and then that's that jobbed for another week. And it just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found some joy and inspiration. Stay safe, and I will be back with you very soon. Bye bye for now.